The Criminal Minds team is called to Des Plaines, Illinois, to investigate a series of long-range shootings in Franklin Public Park, where 3 people have been shot in the abdomen. The team, including Hotch, Morgan, and Reid, arrives in Illinois to consult with local authorities and visit the crime scene, noting the strategic placement of the victims and the shooter's likely vantage point. They visit Arlington Hospital to discuss the case with medical staff, debating the risks and benefits of removing the bullet from Sachs's spine. One of the victims, Henry Sachs, has died from a bullet lodged in his spine. Back at the park, the team analyzes the scene further, deducing the shooter may have used a handicapped parking spot to account for wind direction. The shooting occurred during a police shift change, leading the team to believe the unsub possesses inside knowledge of law enforcement procedures. Rossi and the team analyze information at the BAU, further solidifying the profile of an unsub with law enforcement knowledge who intentionally crosses jurisdictional lines. As the team refines their profile, a male veteran aged 30 to 40 with narcissistic and paranoid traits, they realize the urgency of the situation, knowing the unsub is likely to escalate. Hotch presents the initial profile to the local police, emphasizing the unsub's psychological traits and his deliberate targeting of shift changes. As tensions rise from a leak suggesting a Des Plaines officer is the unsub, Sergeant Weigert permits the team to reenact the 3rd shooting at Franklin Public Park, hoping to jog witnesses' memories. The reenactment itself yields little, but JJ realizes witnesses may have dismissed crucial details. Hotch, Reid, and Prentice use binoculars at the park, trying to reconstruct the victim's perspective, only to discover, by repositioning the mobile command unit's camera, that the sniper's location would have been obscured by trees. Only a kite flyer, Riley, could have seen the suspect's car. Giroux interviews media correspondent John Jenkins, who reveals his source's cell number. Garcia traces the number to a batch purchased by the Des Plaines PD, identifying McCarty as the subscriber and Dr. Lamont as the one who made the call. Instead of Dr. Lamont, a SWAT team discovers Lieutenant Scott McCarty hiding in a car trunk at Franklin Public Park with a sniper rifle. McCarty is apprehended, while the team continues profiling the hero homicidalist at a high school board meeting as law enforcement searches Lamont's office. The team hypothesizes that the unsub needs a specific trigger, such as a missed promotion. Reid suggests using Garcia's geographic profiling, revealing a pattern centered around Arlington Hospital. Hotch directs Reid to investigate Lamont, starting with Arlington Hospital records of near-death experiences. A suggestion JJ counters, pointing out those records don't exist, leading Hotch to realize this is how Lamont chose his victims. Garcia reveals that Dr. Lamont was passed over for chief of surgery. Hotch determines the unsub doesn't seek a hero at the shifts, but rather covets the power of God and heads to Arlington Hospital. In surgery, Dr. Lamont tells Hotch that the shooting victims needed him. JJ discovers a police officer in the ER shares the same 24-hour shift. At Arlington Hospital, Hotch questions a nurse when Dr. Reid walks by. Hotch instructs Reid to tell Gideon about their suspect, urging him to be careful. Suddenly, Dr. Lamont attacks an officer, steals a rifle, and shoots out the lights, plunging the hospital into emergency lighting. Lamont takes a hostage, security guard Keith Dowd, and holds a position in the chaotic ER as patients and staff flee. Hotch draws his weapon and takes cover. Reid reappears and attempts to talk Lamont down, profiling him as a genius and suggesting he disarm Dowd to prove the guard is unarmed. Lamont forces Dowd to put his hands on his head, then orders Hotch to do the same. Dowd reluctantly complies with Lamont's order to drop his weapon, complaining that shooting Reid was part of their plan. Lamont strikes Dowd, takes his coat, and then coerces Dowd into restraining Hotch and Reid. Hotch reveals the team knows about Lamont's past crimes, including the 11 people he shot and the officer he executed. Gideon, observing from outside, recognizes that Lamont is living out a hero fantasy and orders SWAT to hold, hoping to de-escalate the situation. Lamont then orders Dowd to put on a vest and barricade the door. Gideon explains that the team knew Lamont was setting them up, but the hostages' lives are the priority, leading Hotch to take the lead, demanding that the agents see he's being helped. Hotch explains that a firefight will lead to more casualties. Lamont strikes Reid. Hotch regains consciousness and frees himself. Lamont, impressed by the team's knowledge, believes they want to help him. Ultimately, the SWAT team forces its way into the ER. Later, on the plane, Reid and Hotchner discuss the events, with Reid revealing his lack of emotional response to killing Dowd and Hotchner reassuring him that his feelings will come and that he did the right thing.